How's it going, guys? So haven't really posted in a while, few months. Just been busy starting up the business, getting all my clientele, you know, a constant workflow. But I thought that I would give YouTube a try again, just because it takes a while. You got to get the algorithm right, so you have to be posting a lot. So I'm pretty much gonna try and post like twice a week, if not once a week, just pretty much like a weekly breakdown. Probably post on like Friday or Saturday evening, you know, when everyone's getting off work. You just want to sit down, relax, see what everyone else did. That's kind of what similar thing to Instagram is doing. You know, you get on your phone and you just lay back, chill, and scroll through everything. So I'm gonna start getting into that, making the videos. I need to work on my editing and whatnot, but you know, in time everything will come. So today we're gonna work on this Accord CB. I have spindles that I sold him. They are hub over rotor spindles, or not hub over rotor. The ones that are on it right now are hub over rotor. Weird design, so we're going rotor over hub, like normal Civic, you know, EF, EG, EK. I used those spindles before I went 5-lug, and it's just easier serviceability if you need to change the wheel bearing. If you need to change the rotor, you can change the rotor without taking out the whole wheel bearing. And I found that the wheel bearings actually last longer, especially if you have like 17s. You know, that's a big wheel for these cars, even though it's a family car. So we're gonna get started on this. I'm gonna do my best to record. It's a little warm outside. It's not hot. It's about in the 70s. So I'm using this GoPro camera, so we'll see if it doesn't overheat. Also, I changed the look on my sedan. Went for a low but functional look. So we're also gonna do clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder conversion. So we got the XV parts right here. So we got new upper and lower ball joints also, and then check out why his left headlight is not working. Alright, we're in there like swimwear, starting on the first side. So you guys don't know, this is the hub. So this is the hub from 90 to 97 Honda Accord. The hub is over the rotor. So to change the rotor, you have to take off the axle nut, and then I like to take off the tie rod, and then take off the upper ball joint, and you move the whole spindle back. And then there's there's four 12 millimeters. They're behind the axle. You can kind of see one right there. So you gotta take those four out, and then the hub and the rotor comes out. And then, like I said, you take these 14 millimeters out, and the rotor comes off of the hub. Put a new rotor on, and then, you know, reverse. So we're gonna get rid of this setup. I'm gonna see if I can use the stock calipers from this one on the other spindle setup, just so I don't have to bleed the brakes. So yeah, let's get started on this. Alright, got the old one out, as you guys saw, and I swapped out this upper control arm because this part was bent from the old ball joint camber adjuster being installed wrong. You can kind of see right there. So I'm gonna put the new spindle on right now and hook everything up on this side, and it's gonna be the same for the other side. A level and plan comes together. So the factory caliper from 90 to 97 fits and bolts on. There's a good amount of space in between. You can see the light shine through. That's cool. It's great news. So all I gotta do is hook up the tie rod end now, break loose the jam nut, because these spindles do have a little bit different angle on the tie rod part. So we got to do like a little eye alignment, and then I'll bolt up this brake line probably to this one, just so it stays and it has a spot to live and it's not going to dangle and rub against the rotor and all that, and then or the axle, and then torque that to $140 foot-pounds, strike it, and then move to the other side. And this one, these do have a little bit more angle, so I had to pull the camber out all the way positive on this part. But let me turn it. It's close, but the car is up in the air also, so once it settles down, this part will probably be up here a little bit more. You can see like already this old spindle is rubbed right there. So like I said, I've had these on my pink car I had them on there for like a year or two before I went 5-lug. They're a little rusty, but the rust will come off once he drives it more. These rotors were still pretty fresh, and these are they're not Geomets anymore, but they were Geomets from R1 Concepts. I've never had one of these warp on the track or anything like that. So let's get to the other side after we button this side up. So I was taking off this one, and two of the studs are like this. This one has a little bit of play. That's crazy, but it's alright. This car wasn't on the freeway too much, but now it's gonna have new studs and ball joints and all that stuff, so that's not gonna happen again. Cotter pin, and that cotter pin is not in yet. It should have been in the bag. Let me see. Yep, wrong bag. You caught a pin. And a beefy one for the lower ball joint. You got a little tap. Straighten it out. That, and then hook up the tie rod, mount the caliper on here, and slide this brake hose bracket up so it fits right there, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna put you guys in time lapse again. Alright, so we're gonna swap out the master cylinder for the clutch because it's leaking. So I like to start off by taking off the line nut, loosening it, taking it all the way off, put a rag under so it catches as much brake fluid as it can, and then after that you gotta loosen this this line, and that's usually just a what do they call it? A worm clamp? They call it a worm clamp. That's down there. Can't really see it. Right there behind the wiring. Take that off, and then that goes from the reservoir down to the master. Take that up and have it up so the fluid doesn't come out, gravity. And then I'm gonna swap out the slave cylinder. And we got new parts right here from Exidy. These are a good kit. So this is the master cylinder and then slave cylinder. Now when you're taking it off from inside, I'll do the best I can so that the 12mm right here, and then there's another one kind of tucked up. So this is a clutch pedal. So the other one is tucked up back there. You can see that one. There's another one over here. Can't really get good light. Well, you get a couple extensions, 12, and you pop those off, and then up in here, the rod connects to that piece that goes through the pedal, so when it pushes, you see it pushing, you pop that out, and that usually just has a cotter pin on the other side, so you can take that off. Once I get it out, I'll update you guys. Alright, it's about 7:20. Got all that off. That pin that goes right there for the rod, it was in backwards, so it was a very tight area to get into back here. Only got like maybe 2 inches of space, so that's why it took me a little bit to get the cotter pin out. I just ended up cutting it. I have extra cotter pins anyways, and then when you put that pin in for ease, you're supposed to put it in from, this one's all worn out. You should probably get a new one, to be honest, if you could see it. But you're supposed to put this in from this way over, so when you put a cotter pin in, you can get it from this side. On this side right there. So I'm gonna fish this thing out and then put the new one in, and then go to the slave cylinder, swap that out, and wait on the guy because he should be here around 8. Wait on him to help me bleed. Oh yeah, it's H23 turbo, if you guys haven't seen. Be back with you right now. Got the old one out. It's all dirty and leaky. It's the fresh one going in. Give this part a little wipe down. Unplug this connector. Took out the master reservoir, and slide this thing in. Just like that. Then you're gonna go inside and reposition the part that goes onto the pedal. Put this down for a little bit. So we want that right there. Just this. Just gonna adjust the rod. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I'll get you situated. There. That's good. That's real good right there. Alright. Couple of these bolts on there. Like so. So it holds it on in there. Let's see. Get some better light. That's one of the bolts, and then this placed like that. Oh yeah, you can see that the hole on the pedal is all worn out. I'll send him a picture and let him know. Might need to get a new pedal, just so it doesn't have too much play, because that will cause a good amount of play. And let's see if we can get this part here. So this part right here, let me see if I can point that part. That's where this part of the thing sits in. See how it's flat right there? So I'm going to pop this all together down here and hook up outside. Alright. Everything's on. I adjusted the rod. Where's that? Right there. So there's no play. So it's fully adjusted. Before there would have been a lot of play in the pedal because of that pin. So that's done. Now just connect the line that goes right there. So just connect this line now, and then move on to the slave cylinder after I connect this master cylinder reservoir. Excuse me. Alright. Got that all together. Topped off the fluid. Got the new slave cylinder on. And I opened the valve so it can kind of gravity bleed. We'll see how good that works. But, yep, just waiting on the guy to get here and we can bleed this and be done with it.